It's another day, the sun is shining. Got to know what's going on around you. Wake up, it's the time to motivate your mind. Come with me, let's make this moment brighter. Wake up with the Bahamas at sunrise. Come on and wake up with the Bahamas at sunrise. Wake up with the Bahamas at sunrise. Wake up with the Bahamas at sunrise.
Good morning and welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise. We're up dead early on another marvelous Monday after a great weekend. We're so happy that you're up with us. My name is Mark Daniels.
And I'm Davriel Gardner, wishing a happy Monday to you.
Happy Monday, everybody. It's the start of a new week, and I got to start off by saying happy birthday to my one good niece, Reagan Winona Daniels. Yeah, I call your full government name, Reagan. Happy birthday, happy 14th birthday. You were the first of the grandchildren on the Daniels side. First girl out the gate. You're just like your Auntie Nina with a flock of boys behind you. You're the tip of the spear. You're a wonderful young lady. You're so intelligent. You have a bright future ahead of you. Always know your worth and walk with your chest out and your chin up. We love you, and we're going to celebrate with you in Nassau the next time we see you.
Oh, look at Uncle Mark.
Uncle Marky! Yeah, but that's my one good niece. You hear that? That's my niece. And they're in Freeport. Freeport is a good place. They take care of their people in Freeport. So shout out to the Freeport family who's tuning in this morning. Make sure y'all tell my niece happy birthday when she comes to school and shower with all the blessings that she deserves. What about you? How was your weekend?
I had a good weekend. I had to travel for some work stuff, but I actually spent my Sunday afternoon at the Atlantis 25th anniversary of the Royal Towers brunch that they had with some of the partners, the long-standing partners. I attended with my husband's family because they have been working with Atlantis for about 23 years. And so that was a really nice time. The Prime Minister was there, the president of Atlantis, and she shared a few words, and they all collectively got together. Atlantis, with quite a few of their partners, got together to give away, I think yesterday it was about $200,000 to the National Trust, to Lend a Hand Bahamas, the Salvation Army, the Children's Emergency Hostel. I don't know if there was anyone else, but a lot of good things being done for our community. And I think they're collectively giving $1 million to celebrate the 25 years.
Well, there you go. Congratulations, Atlantis. Is this 25 years since Michael Jackson performed?
Yes, the Royal Towers, right.
Find somebody to run that on TV again. I want to see that. That was so exciting. Did he fly from the roof? Is that what happened? Somebody flew from the roof. I don't know. We got to pull up the footage. We can pull up the footage and make sure we check it out.
I'm not sure. I was a little under 10, so...
Somebody flew from the roof. But yes, I guess happy 25th anniversary to Atlantis and all the staff and everybody who makes that place a beautiful place to visit and an experience for all visitors and guests alike, right?
Absolutely.
We've got a great show for you today. We're so happy that you're here with us this morning. We'll be hearing about the Bahamas Crisis Center's innovative peace initiative that I'm a part of. So look out this week, everybody. You're going to see us descending on the schools, all the volunteers, making sure we fight for peace with our children. Also, we're going to take another look at our Foot Fest segment that's happening this month.
And you said descending on the children. I thought of that Michael Jackson analogy.
Yes, descending.
Also, Creative Nassau is here to tell us about their initiative at keeping the heritage of straw alive. And Dr. Carlos Thomas will be discussing measles and the recent outbreak plaguing America. But before all that, we'll take our second look at weather with Godfrey Burnside.
This is Weather at Sunrise.
Thank you, Davriel. Good morning, Bahamas. You have first look at weather at sunrise. We have troughing across the northwest Bahamas, just as south of Grand Bahama across northern Abaco, and start trickling off pockets of showers and thunderstorms last night. Have a slight clearing today, but by this afternoon, some more of those showers and thunderstorms should pop up over the northwest and parts of the central Bahamas. High pressure will build across the islands for the next couple of days, and then a weak front will swing through. On Wednesday, the weekend looks very hot. But today, a mix of sun and clouds, on warm, breezy over the southeastern islands. You can expect a few showers, maybe likely thunderstorm. High temperature 81 degrees Fahrenheit. Tonight, partly cloudy and mild. Still the chance of a few showers, likely a thunderstorm. You look going down to 68 degrees Fahrenheit. And some regional highs and lows across the Caribbean. Barbados 87 to 76. In Jamaica 87 to 73. In Trinidad 1974. And the Turks and Caicos Islands 82 and 68. Across North America, Atlanta 68 and 56. In Boston 50 and 44. In Miami 81 and 72. Dallas, Texas 75 and 48. And Toronto, Canada 54 and 47. As usual, the week, mix of sun and clouds through Wednesday. I have that weak frontal boundary with some showers, possible thunderstorms isolated by the afternoon hours. And then that high pressure builds for the weekend. We have some very warm temperatures. Temperatures ahead of that front will be in the low 80s at daytime, at nighttime upper 60s to lower 70s. That brought you up. When you first look at weather at sunrise, I'm Coffee Burnside. Back to you, Gabrielle.
Thanks, Godfrey. In an effort to keep the heritage of straw alive, Creative Nassau will host beginner straw plaiting classes starting this month. Joining me now to tell us all about this are Patricia Glinton-Meicholas, historian, cultural advocate, and founding member of Creative Nassau, and Pamela Burnside, owner/manager of Dungalik Studios Art Gallery and co-founder of Creative Nassau. Good morning, ladies, and welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise.
Thank you.
Straw plaiting, this is one of those things that is, I feel like, classic to Bahamian culture, and it does seem to kind of be a dying art. And so talk about why these classes were so important.
Well, the thing is, there's so much more to what we're trying to do with straw. It all has to do with the importance of it, not only socially but economically in the Bahamas from the 1700s, not long after the second population came to these islands. You had women from Fox Hill, for example, in the 1800s who were already coming down to town to sell straw goods. But even before that, the wife of a governor, Penny, was selling straw hats that she had local people make. But the thing is, it has been so central to, for example, the Family Islands, where people hardly had currency, and the straw was a saleable thing, plaiting straw that people like Adela Wilson, for example, would buy in, create baskets from hats, that kind of thing, and to sell. We figure we have to not only to preserve the straw culture, and we look at it holistically, because this is a part of that, is creating straw people again, getting people to learn how to plait, make baskets, and this is why we created, Pam and I wrote a curriculum. We went to BTVI to get them to take it on, and they did initially, but we've had to take it on because they haven't gone further, and we want to go straight to the senior level, and that is basically it. We want more young Bahamians not only to preserve straw culture, but also to become entrepreneurs, to become platters and so on, a big part of the economy. And it is what is a part of our identity we don't want to lose.
Absolutely. Who's going to be teaching the classes?
Well, they will be taught by Master Straw Artisan Rosemary Bryce from Long Island, who's well known, that island is well known for the quality of its plaits. Rosemary is absolutely fantastic. And what got Rosemary involved, she just happened to pass Dungalik Studios and we got to know her. And over the years, she is now well known internationally, because recently a straw plaiting book was launched out of the UK. And Rosemary and Creative Nassau is a big part of that book, because the author, Veronica Main, was just so excited to know that people on this side of the world were still continuing to plait. As Patty said, it has been a part of our heritage for centuries, and it came through Bermuda, the straw plaiting part. And we have retained it, and it's so very important to be able to keep this heritage alive. We are members of the UNESCO Creative Cities Network, and straw plaiting is one of the items,
points,
yes, that we applied based on our straw plaiting tradition, because they're very involved with people continuing their traditions. And so straw plaiting really got us that designation in UNESCO as a creative city of crafts and folk art. And so our mission is to keep this alive. And the young children really are not interested. They say, you know, there's something my Grammy did, we're not interested in that, you know, we're independent, we want white collar work. But you cannot, no country can develop without working with your hands and having skilled hand craftsmen to be able to do this work. And the straw industry has taken off over the past several years, and most of the artisans who make the product have no one to go to now to get the straw plait, because most of those straw plaiters have passed away and are passing away. And years ago it was passed down through the generations, but now it's so important.
But we, when I spoke about looking Creative Nassau, looking at it holistically, we got a memorandum of understanding with the forestry unit, because it is important to preserve the plant that feeds the industry, the silvertop palm, for example, because you have to know how to harvest it. So one of our executive members, Nicolls, made a video. We all traveled to Red Bays, for example, to film something to show safe harvesting, where the plant is preserved. You can take fronds and the plant stays alive as long as you don't cut the heart of the palm. So this is what I mean by looking at all aspects in order to preserve.
And the sustainability is so
Yes.
important. That's a buzzword nowadays, and rightly so. And everything in the straw industry can be found here. We don't have to import anything. So rather than money going out of the country, if we continue with our straw tradition and our straw industry, it helps the country to grow. It's just basic common sense that we grew up with. Yes, and making the entrepreneurship very, very real. So people who come to this course, as Patty said, we will be doing intermediate and advanced courses after this. But they can actually make a very good living with their hands, because, as I said, the artisans are looking for straw plait and well-plaited straw plait, which they definitely will get from Miss Rosemary Bryce, because she does not accept mediocre work.
It's
boot camp.
What is important about Rosemary Bryce is she is an innovator, and that is something, because although that kind of plaiting came through Bermuda with the initial settlers, you know, Eleutherian adventurers and all of this, things evolve as you have migration across the globe, you have evolution, and so the Bahamas, Bahamians produce new forms. For example, the pineapple plait that you find in Cat Island, for example. But I would also like to say we're looking, and we've been very close to the Red Bays people, because the straw work from our African heritage, that is the coil basketry, they have preserved beautifully.
Yes.
And they're still teaching young people.
Yes.
They know what is needed, and they've been doing it mostly on their own.
Yes.
So if somebody wants to participate, as they should, because it sounds very exciting, how do they sign up?
Well, we do have a website. They can just go to creativenassau.com and they can register there. But we are filled for this already, and I have 5 people on the waiting list actually. So we definitely will put the course on again. It's a 16-hour course. It will happen over a period of 2 weeks. And so if they still want to do the next course that we do, I would encourage them to sign up now, because I'm sure we're working with 10 people for this first course, so that she can give everybody individual attention. But we are so excited to get the enthusiasm from the people. Every time I see an email coming in and it's someone else who is registered, I said, oh, wow, this is so exciting. So we are very thankful for those who have registered, and we look forward to having a wonderful class.
Absolutely.
And what is the cost for participating?
It's $200 for the beginners, and it's 16 hours. And they also will get field trip, and they would get to listen to Patty Who, and we need to put in this plug for the Counselors Limited,
Yes.
who allowed us to do our first video on the history of straw right here at the Counselors. So they get Patty to talk to them about that, as well as the harvesting part of it. And they get to go on a field trip.
This sounds like an extremely enriching experience.
It
and
is.
all we can tell the public is you have to get on the wait list
Right.
for next time.
You're
not even ready.
So we want to generate pride in who we are. We don't have to imitate anybody else.
Right.
There are so many things in our culture, in our heritage, that we need to be proud of. And so both of us have been in the business of education, for example, and me in promotion, because this is my homeland here, TCL. So, yeah, do come, do sign up, because if we have the numbers, we will certainly go swing right into the next course.
Right.
Well, if you build it, they are already coming. And
Oh,
more
yes.
of them are
Yes.
going to come. Ladies, I just want to say thank you so much for joining
Thank
us
you.
this morning.
Thank
and
you for having us.
doing your part, rather, to preserve Bahamian culture and such an important part of who
Thank
we
you.
are.
Thank you so much.
Sign up Creative Nassau Straw Classes. You're watching Bahamas at Sunrise. We'll be right back.
The world is changing, and your customers' expectations are changing too. Customers expect to buy what they want, how they want. And to do this, you need an online platform in the Bahamas that is flexible and super fast. Sapadil Solutions will help you to simplify the complexity of your business so you can focus on your brand and create an amazing customer experience. Give your business all it needs to be successful. Sapadil Solutions.
How important collecting your money can be to the success of your business. Start your relationship with Fidelity today so that we can show you the many options available to you with our merchant services. From click and pay options online to merchant terminals and e-commerce options. We're here to help your business succeed. For more details, speak to one of our business development officers at 356-7764 in Nassau or 352-6676 in Freeport. Visit our website at fidelitygroup.com or visit any of our branches.
Here are 3 young people who stopped attending high school and got disengaged in their educational journey due to the pandemic. Today, they are proudly taking their walk all over the place because they took advantage of BTVI's Smart Start initiative. All high school students in New Providence and the Family Islands can participate in free hands-on learning to improve employability. Learn basic literacy and numeracy skills and earn a BTVI certificate in automotive mechanics, beauty and construction trades, or fashion in only 14 weeks for full-time participants or 24 weeks for part-time. Don't count yourself out. Do what they did and enroll today. Email smartstart@btvi.edu.bs or call 502-6300 so you can take your walk anywhere in life.
Meet Leno, your bridge to the future. Wealth planning, investments, corporate services, trust services, pension administration, fund administration, outsourced accounting, and payroll. When you think of financial solutions, think of Leno. Local or international, company or individual, Leno can help. Our team of skilled professionals has the experience and expertise needed for you to strive. Your goals are our goals and our priority. Leno will guide you to the right financial solution with the knowledge, resources, and support you need. Give us a call at 242-396-3225 or email us at info@lenobahamas.com to get started. Visit our website, www.lenobahamas.com, for more information today. Leno, your bridge to the future.
Today we are excited to announce that our licensing process is now fully digital. Our new online gateway, the Freeport Business Portal, allows entrepreneurs to apply for a business license, track the approval process, and receive free information about funding resources. It provides support for licensees searching for available locations, wanting to develop a business plan, and so much more. Existing licensees can get access to free training and ongoing assistance from our Small Business Bureau and can request information about upcoming initiatives to assist their business. Our portal is designed to ensure that all customers can have access to helpful resources 24/7. It is our commitment to do our part and enhance the ease of doing business in Freeport. Visit business.gbpa.com to see how we can help you.
Welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. The Bahamas Crisis Center will visit 17 public primary schools starting this month as a part of an innovative peace initiative. With me now to tell us more is Noelle Nicolls. She is the Champion of Peace Curriculum co-developer. Good morning. And welcome
Good
to
morning.
Sunrise.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, thanks for being here. We're all talking about peace and being champions of peace. We've been seeing lots of things happening in our streets, the things that we don't see that happen in homes and behind closed doors. We agree that there's an issue that we need to address as a people. And now this strategy, tell me about it and what is the goal?
Well, we want to create more safe spaces for our young people and as a society. And we want to empower our young people to actually be agents of change, to be champions of peace. And we're planning to do that by really emphasizing 3 core values: kindness, respect, and courage. And we think those core values, when you put them into practice, have the power to actually transform our society. And so we've designed this program where we talk about these core values as the innate superpowers that all of us possess. And we're going to be going into the schools, to the primary schools, to basically teach and or remind kids that they have these superpowers and to inspire them to use acts of kindness, to use respect, to use acts of courage in order to create more peace and be champions of peace.
Those superpowers, I love it. You know, I've been participating in the training. I'm going to be out there this week. I'm looking forward to it. And even going through the material, it's relevant to us as adults. I mean, these are lessons that carry you throughout your life. They teach you how to manage situations and be more aware of what you're doing. So how many students and volunteers are going to be participating?
Well, we're going to touch about 3,000 students.
Wow.
We have a team of over 100 volunteers that we've been training over the past month and a half. And as you mentioned, the training that we've been doing with the facilitators has been just a great reminder for us as adults. It's a reminder that, you know, in our society, there's a lot of anger and aggression and coarseness in our society. Even in the simple casual language that we use, there's so much violence in our language. You know, we do a guessing game with the kids. And when I was designing the guessing game, I was reminded of a game we played as kids called Hangman, right? And this is just like a ordinary kids game to guess words, but just the violence in the language. Like, why are we calling this game Hangman, right? And you'll be surprised if you start to just be more aware of how just the violence and the aggression is just in the casual way that we speak to each other.
Yeah.
So we really want to create a transformation, not just in our kids, but in our society, to be more aware of how the power of a kind word, a kind act could save somebody's life, could transform somebody's day, could give a child confidence that they didn't know that they had. So that's why we're really passionate about these, being intentional about, activating these positive values in our young people.
And it is like a superpower. And as you said, we have to be aware of the language you use. You eat a big plate of food and say, boy, I killed that plate.
Exactly.
Right? And there is just violence all around us. So how, in this process, because people usually try to figure out how do we actually reach our young people? We know that there's a side that we can't control once violence has already happened. But this workshop and this initiative is geared at preventing it. So how will the workshop actually play out? Give us a little tease.
Okay, so yes, it's a preventative initiative. So what we will be doing is in teams of 2 as volunteers, and we have volunteers from a number of different organizations, we'll be going into the classrooms. And the important thing is we've been working with the Ministry of Education to give us access to the grade 4 and the grade 5 classrooms.
Awesome.
So we go into the classroom and we've designed an interactive workshop that uses performing arts and discussion and other types of games and interactive activities in order to explore these values. So one of the games that we play is called a love shower. And you'd be surprised about how not just kids, but all of us as adults, how we don't hear a lot of kind words. Right? And so we give them a firsthand experience of what it feels like for somebody to speak positivity into you. Right. And we invite the kids to use, and through using affirmations, to speak positivity into each other. And when we did it with the adults, we said they had a partner that was their mirror, and we gave them 60 seconds. And for 60 seconds, you need to alternate and speak positive words into each other about yourself and about each other. And you would be surprised how difficult it is for 60 seconds to even think about like positive things to say about yourself or somebody else. Yeah. And it's because we don't practice this, right. And we're not intentional about, loving on ourselves. We want the kids to be reminded, hey, you don't have to wait for somebody else to affirm you. Right. You could love on yourself. You could look yourself in the mirror. You could stand and, you could love on yourself and remind yourself, hey, I'm confident, I'm capable, I'm kind, I'm beautiful, and speak that into somebody else as well. So that's one of the activities we do, the love shower. And then we also have them do role playing. And through the role playing, we discuss the skits and we discuss the different characters that the kids come up with and how they act and how, kindness, how respect or disrespect was played out in the skits. And so it's an hour and a half that we spend with the kids doing a lot of fun interactive activities, but it's a great learning experience to really empower them and to activate them in a different way.
You explained that so great. I went through the training and we did all of this as the facilitators, and what you're saying is correct. To think of something positive to say about yourself if you're not accustomed to it is difficult. You feel like you have imposter syndrome. So you do need to love on yourself and speak life, as Junior Gong would say. You mentioned some of the partnering organizations that are helping you achieve this wonderful workshop. So tell us, on this initiative, tell us who you're partnering with.
Well, one of the beautiful things about the Bahamas Crisis Center and why I'm so proud to be a part of the organization, it's a legacy in my family. My mother was the deputy director, Donna Nicolls, and now being able to work with Dr. Patterson, who continues to be the director. And part of her just being a great leader is she has that power to mobilize the community. And so we have partners from the Medical Association to Zonta, Toastmasters, Kiwanis, Rotary, the Nurses Association as a part of the schools. We have the primary school policing division. They're Creative Nassau and We Heal. I mean, the range of partners is very broad. And so they have all volunteers from all of these different organizations, as well as obviously the Bahamas Crisis Center volunteers have been participating in training after training. Just Saturday we had a Zoom refresher. And so everybody is really ready and to deploy starting tomorrow. And for the month of March, we're going to be out there in the community really trying to have an impact and make a difference.
Yeah, we are ready. You guys are going to be seeing green descending on the school. Look out for the capes. And wear your green because it's all about peace. And green is definitely a peaceful color. It's a color of life, vitality. What schools are we going to be descending on? Who should be looking out for us over the upcoming weeks?
So we're going to be into 17 public primary schools, and we've worked with the Ministry of Education to identify those schools that we would have prioritized in this first round.
Right.
So we're going to be going to schools like Thelma Gibson, Sandlands Primary, Claridge Road Primary, Columbus Primary, Cleveland Enos. We're going to be in Gambia. So there are about 17 schools, Yellow Elder, Gerald Cash, Woodcock. I mean, we're going to be all over the island from north, south, east, and west. We're going to have touch points. And yeah, the guidance counselors have participated in the training as well. So it's a real community initiative. And a part of the Green Ribbon campaign, we're going to have follow-up activities that the children can participate in. Yeah, so that we could really mobilize everybody to become champions of peace and try and be intentional about preventative activities to reduce the violence and create more safety for our children.
I love it, and I'm definitely excited about it. We're kicking off this week. I know the community that's watching, there are those out there who maybe want to participate, those who maybe want to help and sponsor or fund or find out how they can jump in. How can they get in contact with you, the Crisis Center, and find out more about this campaign?
Definitely, the more the merrier in terms of volunteers, and certainly with the sponsorship. So you can reach out to the Bahamas Crisis Center. The Bahamas Crisis Center is online on Facebook. They have a website on Google listing. So if you just search for the Bahamas Crisis Center, you'll be able to pick up all of our emails and phone numbers so that you can offer any support that is available. We encourage corporate Bahamas to get involved. These are easy ways to have a significant community impact. And so, we're just really excited about this initiative.
I agree. I'm also excited seeing the people that were in the room at the training. You didn't know who was going to show up, and people you've been partnered with. So it's just going to be a great experience overall. And I just want to express my appreciation to you and the Crisis Center. I've been looking for a way to try to give back, and this feels like the best thing I can do. And so looking forward to this week. We appreciate all of your efforts. The champions of peace, we descending on the streets, y'all. Wear your green capes. We got to make our superpowers ready and available to make our country a better place. Thank you again, Noelle, for being here this morning.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Yeah, let's do it this week. Champions of peace, look out for us. We'll be right back.
Don't spend hours sending individual messages to your customers. Use SMS messaging instead. With Alive Business SMS messaging, you can send personalized messages to hundreds or even thousands of recipients instantly. It's quick, effortless, and cost-effective. Plus, it ensures that your messages are delivered directly to your customers' cellular phones, guaranteeing higher engagement. Save time and boost your outreach with SMS bulk messaging. Call Alive Business at 601-8911 in Nassau or 602-8811 in the Family Islands.
My name is Georgette Sands, proprietor of the Nail Lounge. We needed an e-commerce platform where our clients can purchase products, and Sapodil has guided us through the entire process. Sapodil takes a customized approach to make sure that they give you what you need. They are cost effective in that you can get what you want within your budget. They offer a team of people for 24/7 support. If you're looking for a comprehensive solution and a partnership that pushes you to think outside the box on your online presence, they are definitely the choice.
African Things is your one-stop shop for everything African. Make a bold fashion statement with vibrant colors and intricate patterns inspired by the beauty of Africa. Find trendy contemporary looks for every occasion and enjoy custom tailoring. Shop jewelry, purses, art, cosmetics, and much more. African Things is located in the Dugard Plaza, Palmdale, next to McDonald's. Open Tuesday to Saturday, 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. Come get your African Things.
One thing, two things, blue thing, old things, things that are small, things that are grand, things that fit just right into the palm of your hand. Fox Hill Nursery, a large selection of garden supplies. If you can see it in your mind, you can find it at Fox Hill Nursery.
Good morning and welcome back to Bahamas at Sunrise. We're up dead early on another marvelous Monday, and we're at the mid-show, and you stuck with us. Look at that. My name is Mark Daniel.
And I'm Davriel Gardner, hoping that you are having a happy Monday.
I am having a happy Monday. Are you having a happy Monday?
I am.
There you go. Happiness all around. Spring is right around the corner, y'all. I know it's a little bit of cold and wet that's still lingering, but it's time. It's time for those gardens to have flowers in it. Spring cleaning, throw out all the old stuff you got in your house, your closet, your garage, clean out your car, clean out everything, because it's time to start a new season, right?
Well, actually, I'm wearing this lovely spring ensemble, which I would have gotten from our sponsor, Dash Designer Boutique. And so this was my contribution to entering the spring season here on Bahamas at Sunrise.
The spring is in season. And I just want to also congratulate Devin Charlton on everything she's been doing. Like, I am a fan. Like, I'm going to give you a round of applause. Like, breaking those world records, getting those medals. Like, when you line up on that line, you could just see it. She's ready to go. I think I want to get that haircut, man, the Devin. You think you want to rock the Devin too?
No, but it was pink. It was on brand with my outfit. I also, a little birdie told me that we have a birthday coming up. Our very own Margaret is having a birthday tomorrow. Tomorrow. So
Margaret,
an early happy birthday to you.
Oh, sounds like there might be some mimosas on set afterwards, y'all. Now, we can't do it on the air, though. So afterwards, y'all come down to the studio, descend on the studio with all the cake and the flowers and everything. If not today, we can do it tomorrow. We'll be right there, right?
Big party.
Celebrate Margaret. She helps me to cover up the grease, so I'm not greasy on screen. She helps us with all of our lovely
she makes it lovely here.
All of our guests, she makes them feel so wonderfully accommodated. So
a little behind the scenes magic.
Yeah, like she's our little fairy on set. So we love her. Happy Earth Day and many more laps around the sun for you. We've got more coming up in our second half. We'll take another look at our Foot Fest 2024 segment.
And Dr. Carlos Thomas will be here to discuss the recent measles outbreak plaguing America. But before all that, we'll have a second look at weather with Godfrey Burnside.
This is Weather at Sunrise.
Thank you, Davriel. Good morning, Bahamas. In your second look at weather at sunrise, got troughing across the northwest Bahamas and also the Atlantic High building from the Atlantic moving across the island. So therefore, for the most part, we have a couple of showers. Going to be mainly in the afternoon hours, even a nice day thunderstorm across the northwest and parts of the central Bahamas. In your marine forecast today, those winds east to southeast at 10 to 15 knots, sea 2 to 4 feet in northwest and central Bahamas, 15 to 20 knots seas for the south feet, or say the southeastern islands. But we do have some swells up to about 9 feet across the Atlantic exposure. On Tuesday, those winds east to southeast at 15 knots, sea 3 to 5 feet over all the islands. Then come Wednesday, those winds to southeast at 10 to 15 knots, sea 2 to 4 feet northwest Bahamas, east to southeast at 15 knots, sea 3 to 5 feet over the central and southeastern islands. Your tides. You can expect low tide at 8:18 this morning. Next high tide will be at 1:57 this afternoon. Low gain this evening at 8:08. Sunset, 6:12 this evening, rising was 6:28. UV index 8, your water temperature 74 degrees Fahrenheit, and your moon phase last quarter. Your extended look, troughing moves out of the area by tomorrow, and we have a weak cold front will move through on Wednesday, and then for the weekend, we warm up. So temperatures ahead of that system in the low 80s at daytime, upper 60s to lower 70s at nighttime. After that pass, we warm up to some very warm temperatures for the weekend as a high pressure builds across the islands. That pressure up in your phone, look at weather at sunrise. I'm Godfrey Burnside. Back to you, Davriel.
Welcome back. Measles is a highly contagious airborne disease caused by a virus that can lead to severe complications and death. Here to discuss this is Dr. Carlos Thompson, pediatrician at Pediatric Associates Bahamas. Good morning, Dr. Thomas, and welcome back to Bahamas at Sunrise.
Good morning. It's good to be back.
So measles, this is something that I feel like we haven't discussed in a long time. Is measles making a comeback?
The answer is unfortunately yes. In the year 2000, measles was considered eradicated. There were very, very few cases. And unfortunately, because of the decrease in vaccine rates, we've been seeing an increase. So for example, in 2019, the United States saw 1,200 cases of measles. This is in large part, I believe, due to vaccine hesitancy, which we can talk about.
Absolutely. So can you explain a little bit about what measles is?
So measles is a viral illness. It's a respiratory illness. The symptoms include fever, headache, runny nose, cough, body aches. It's similar to many other viral illnesses, but it's very, very serious and highly contagious. So if we're in this room together and I have measles, there's a more than 90% chance you'll be infected if you're not protected. Fortunately, we have a vaccination that is safe and effective. So in the Bahamas, like other countries, we give the first measles vaccine, in fact, measles, mumps, rubella, at age 1 year. And then we give the second dose 3 months later. The reason for that is because after one dose, only about 93% of patients are fully protected. After the second dose, it rises to 97%.
How serious are the implications of measles for children?
Very, very serious. Some children get severe pneumonias. They usually have to be hospitalized. They can have encephalitis, which is swelling, inflammation of the brain. And sometimes children die from measles. We have to be very concerned because the Bahamas' last case of measles was 1997 until 2019 when a visitor brought measles to our shores. So we have to be very careful. We're a country that depends heavily on tourism. People come and go, so we have to make sure we ramp up our vaccine rates.
And have we seen a following trend in the way that vaccine rates have declined in the U.S.? Is that carrying through to the Bahamas?
Yeah, there's a correlation between decreased vaccine rates and increased diseases. We used to boast in the high 90s of vaccine rates in the Bahamas recently. Those rates are going down, unfortunately. And so we have to put the word out there that you have to vaccinate your children early to make them protected.
You know, you mentioned vaccine hesitancy, and there is, I want to say the Instagram Medical Association or, you know, the WebMDs of the world, unfortunately sometimes make a correlation between vaccines and adverse reactions. I know I've heard it thrown around that, you know, there's a link between vaccination and autism. Talk about that.
Well, that's been going on for some time. It came to a head in 1998 when a doctor, Dr. Andrew Wakefield, presented a paper where he suggested a direct link between autism and MMR. That paper was debunked. The medical journal, The Lancet, has discredited the article. But unfortunately, once you make someone insecure, it's hard to get their security back. And so that continues throughout society. And many people think that vaccines cause autism. I'm here to say that's not the case. Vaccines are safe and effective. And the benefits of vaccines by far outweigh any small concerns. And the side effects are very few and mild: pain at the injection site, sometimes fever, and so on.
Yes, vaccines or vaccinations are those, when I think back on my childhood, when those milestones, of course, I can't think of my first set of vaccines, but I can think of going to school. There was an expectation, and so that was a typical part of the growing experience. Are there any specific groups of children who are at a particularly high risk for measles?
So the most vulnerable are the elderly and the very young, particularly those under age 5. We start vaccines at 1 year, so your infant who's not yet been vaccinated is potentially at risk. And what we do know is that whenever vaccine rates decrease in any community, virus spreads more. So we have to get the word out there that you have to vaccinate. You have to vaccinate very early.
What should parents do if they suspect that their child has measles?
Seek medical attention immediately. So as far as I know, the case in 2019 is the last reported case. But we have to be very vigilant. If your child has fever, headache, runny nose, red eyes, not getting better after a day of over-the-counter meds, it's time to seek urgent medical attention.
Can you speak, you touched on it, but can you expand on the efficacy of the measles vaccine?
Very, very effective and very safe. So after one vaccine, which is given at 1 year typically, 93% of our patients are protected. we give a booster vaccine, and we used to give that at age 4, but as of 2019, we have changed our policy in the Bahamas, and we now give the second dose 3 months later, and that gives you about 97% protection.
And why is that, if I may ask?
So the reason you get a vaccination is to cause your body to produce some proteins called antibodies, and it's these antibodies that are protective. After the second dose, the antibody production increases.
You mentioned separately, we were complimenting you on your outfit, and you told us that you are sporting some special socks for a special reason. Talk about that.
So later on this month, we're going to celebrate in the Bahamas Down Syndrome Awareness Day. It's March 21st, and the Down Syndrome Association, in trying to raise funds and awareness, they're selling these lovely socks to support their efforts. So you can call the Down Syndrome Association and inquire, or go on Facebook, and they'll be happy to sell you some of their socks.
And why is it so important for Bahamians to support the work of the Down Syndrome Association?
Because these children need to be able to fulfill their maximum potential, and the Down Syndrome Association is one such group that contributes to that. So we need to be aware that it exists and do all we can to support all groups of children.
It seems like the perspective on Down syndrome has thankfully evolved over the years. You know, typically back in the day, there was this assumption that someone with Down syndrome couldn't lead a fulfilling and enjoyable life. But really, I think we're seeing that that's a very different case. And organizations like this are empowering people to really enjoy their lives.
Information and knowledge is powerful, I agree.
So again, just bringing it back to the importance of vaccines and not necessarily taking the bad information that's out there, but coming to a pediatrician, how important is it for people to get their information from someone like yourself, someone who's qualified, has seen all the facts, has worked with children over the years before they take medical advice from the internet?
With our current world, with the electronic media, there's so much information out there. It always makes sense to get information from the person who knows, your pediatrician, your family practitioner, the nurses in the clinics. Try to stay away from those other sources, which may give you opinions, which may not be born in facts. And so if I were to close, I would say, be wise and immunize.
Be wise, immunize.
And do not procrastinate, but vaccinate.
Okay, we got two bars. We're gonna come out with a song for this. Be wise, immunize. If somebody wants to get in touch with you or to visit your practice, how can they get in contact?
I can be reached at Facebook at Pediatric Bahamas or Collins Avenue or Case Village.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
It's my pleasure.
And reminding us to be wise and immunize. You're watching Bahamas at Sunrise. We'll be right back.
The Euro device is very affordable. It allows you to increase your internet connectivity. You are able to do away with the buffering, say goodbye to the dead spots. It gives them a much more stable connection. Their customers are able to view their digital menus. The establishment is able to stream. It allows for everyone, the customers and the business operators, to have a much more robust and stable internet connectivity.
Focal Holdings Limited is proud of its consistent growth and the financial success it continues to bring to many Bahamians who invest in the company. Focal is committed to ensuring optimal financial performance for its shareholders. Focal's leadership remains focused on superior customer service and operational excellence across all sectors. Focal.
My experience, it started out a bit rocky. They would call us freshers, some of us, because we, have no technical background in IT. But they really laid the foundation down for us, so we were able to learn the very basics first. And then at the end of the course, we were to the level of an associate, so we can actually start working in IT as soon as we exit the program.
One of the experiences I think was unique was the quality of the trainer. Marjorie, to me, and I think the others would share the same experience, is that she's a quality trainer. You leave the course knowing exactly what you need to know to build an application from scratch to finished product. And the foundation that she gives you is really spot on.
We are prime as Bahamians. You know, we are competitive by nature. So I know that we are competitive with sports, with our John Canoe, but we can stand toe-to-toe with the world when it comes to tech as well, as we apply ourselves. And I really believe that.
Comfort Suites Paradise Island is the best kept secret in the Bahamas. Located directly next door to the Atlantis Resort, you'll receive all the privileges of an Atlantis guest with all the benefits of a Comfort Suite stay. Enjoy everything Atlantis has to offer, including Aquaventure Water Park, plus all the amenities of Comfort Suites. Free Wi-Fi, free breakfast daily, and kids stay, play, and eat free. Visit ComfortSuitesPI.com.
Welcome back. FootFest 2024 emerges as a beacon of hope in the Bahamas, addressing the critical issue of podiatric care scarcity. Joining me now are Dr. Monique Mitchell. She's a podiatrist and local coordinator of the FootFest. And we have nurse Lyndianna Rahming. She's a registered nurse and president of the Bahamas Diabetic Association and Bahamas Association of Diabetes Educators. Good morning, ladies, and welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise.
Good morning, and thank you for having us.
Yeah, welcome back.
Yes.
You were here recently talking about diabetes, and we came here this morning saying we're going to beat diabetes. We come to beat this up this year. So talk to us about FootFest.
Well, FootFest, and everybody every time asks about that name. But before I get to the name, let's talk about why it's important for us to even have a FootFest.
Yes.
And I call it a FootFest is a foot fixing party.
Oh, I like
Because
that.
I want to say a fest is a party. Why you call it a foot fest? But it's important that we have this foot fest because we have major issues with our feet in this country. One of the factors that contribute to that is diabetes, and that's why Ms. Rahming is here.
Yes.
So we're going to get to her in a minute. We have almost 22% of our population have high blood sugar or impaired glucose problems. And that's a result also of our obesity problem and just our diets, the way we are not as physically active. And all of these factors come together to cause us to have diabetes. And so foot problems accompany diabetes. That can be as simple as pain, like numbness, tingling, and burning. It could also be deformities. It could be ulcers and even amputations. So you can see that it's a lot of problems. In addition to that, we have high obesity rates. And so that also comes with its attending foot problems as well. And then we have the regular injuries and deformities as a result of genetics. So we have a lot of foot problems in this country. However, that is accompanied by a lack of access to service. We have only 4 podiatrists in the country.
Wow.
Yes. So that's almost like 100,000 people per podiatrist. And we also, and that's only residents, you know, we're not talking about visitors and persons who are in the country, you know. And so as a result of that, we partnered with Barry University to be able to provide the services to our people. Most persons may not have access to the services because we only have a consultant podiatrist in our public sector. Right. We don't actually have podiatrists hired in our public sector. So the bulk of the persons who have no insurance or who attend our clinics do not have access to these services. So we're very, very excited that the Ministry of Health and Barry University have partners to allow us to do this.
Yeah, it sounds like a wonderful event, and you set the case there that we have an issue with diabetes and other diseases that impact our feet.
Yes.
We don't have a lot of podiatrists in the country, and now we're bringing this together for a foot fixing party.
Yes.
When I saw foot fest, all I thought about was somebody cooking and say, "Boy, you put your foot in this thing." I was like, "Man, there's gonna be some good food in this thing, right?" So, Nurse Rahming, talk to us about foot fest and what does this mean to persons who live with diabetes on a day-to-day basis.
This is a blessing. You get me? Because diabetes, one of the complications, like is foot problems, and it's important to assess your feet.
Yeah.
So if you know within yourself, the Bahamas Diabetic Association, we're so happy to be a part because here it is now. You having problems with your feet, you could come and have this free service. You just need to register. So we partnership with them. We're gonna assist whichever way we can. We want to promote the association, we want to promote the services, and whatever we can do as educators, we're going to be there educating persons. We're going to assist with registration, screening and membership for the Diabetic Association too, because we start now wellness program starting March 12th. So we want persons to come on board and come and just attend the clinics.
Come and be a part of it. So it's Foot Fest. I want to know who should attend now. People that hear Foot Fest and say, I'm coming for a free pedicure. No. Who should attend Foot Fest?
Anybody.
Everybody.
Yes.
Anybody and everybody.
Everybody.
If you have foot problems, then come. If you don't have foot problems, you just want to check, come.
Yes.
Because persons have many complaints or concerns about their feet. They may have that hangnail or that big, thick fungus nail.
Or that little itty-bitty nail
or
holding
that
on to their
little
life.
ingrown nail. So all of those are risk factors, even for like diabetics. So they can all come. Persons who have deformities. For the first time this year, we are actually doing surgery.
Wow.
Before, this is actually their third time coming. So we've had where we had clinics and everything, but this is the first time we'll actually be doing surgery. So persons who want to have surgery, they will have to be seen on Sunday for an evaluation, and then surgery will be Monday and Tuesday. So if you have a deformity, you had that bunion for about 50 years, you have hamartosis, you have a little bump or something here and there, and you would like to have that fixed, we can do that on Monday and Tuesday, but you have to be seen on Sunday. And the places that you will be seen on Sunday are Family Foot Center on Independence Highway and Foot and Ankle International on Fort Charlotte Hill.
Right.
So those are mandatory.
Right.
Other than that, persons can also be seen on Sunday at South Beach Health Center. And listen to me, these people have done an awesome job. The government clinics, I checked on the appointments last night and we're almost completely booked for the week.
Fantastic.
South Beach Clinic is, they pulled out all the stops. They are going to be open on Sunday from 12 till 5. And I don't know how much 100 people they have already scheduled there, but we're by appointments. And they have more than enough staff. They will have actually 14 doctors and students there working. And so it's going to be fantastic. The other clinics, Flamingo Gardens is from 1 to 6 every day, Monday to Friday. Elizabeth Estate is 2 to 6:30, Monday to Friday. And Fleming Street is 1 to 6, Monday to Friday. Elizabeth Estate is every day, from Sunday to Friday, 12 to 5. And so if you have a foot problem, I am sure you can find half hour in there to get to one of those clinics.
That's awesome. And it really sounds like it's exciting and coming together nicely.
Yes.
Tell us how your members, as a part of the Bahamas Diabetic Association, and just, I guess, what kind of encouragement you want to give to persons who may not be sure, who may be a part of your network. Just stress the importance of
this.
It's
important for foot assessment.
Yes.
So even if you're not sure what's going on with your feet, you see discoloration, just come. You're supposed to be examining your feet every day.
Right.
Take a mirror and look. If you can't see it, you need to look with a mirror, and no tight shoes. If you see you can't get your foot in the shoes, you see discoloration like darkness, the feet is swelling, there's numbness, poor circulation in the feet. A lot of diabetics have. So please just come and let us assess your feet.
Right.
It's free. It's free.
It's free.
Seize the moment, come, and be checked. Like, no one can do it for you. You have to come and do it.
You guys have done everything to prepare the place for them, build it and they will come. And so all we need is for that person to just make that step. If somebody wants to register, sign up, be a part of it, sponsor anything, how do we get in contact with you?
Okay, so there are 2 ways for persons who want to attend the Foot Fest. You can call any of the government clinics or the private offices. So any of the government clinics, Foot and Ankle International or Family Foot Center. The one way that you can also do is call. We have a cell phone number where persons can actually call or WhatsApp and get an appointment. And that number is the easiest number, 827-FEET. And that's 3338. 827-338. I would also like to mention our sponsors because it's a good thing you said that.
Go for it.
They were really, really outstanding. And I would just like to mention some of them. For example, Spectrum Surgery Center. They actually donated 2 days for us to be able to have surgery there, as well as Foot and Ankle International. And so we're very, very happy about that. Family Foot Center also opened their doors to have free clinic there on Sunday, as well as Foot and Ankle. And then we have local sponsors, the medical supply companies, Ports International, Bahamas Medical and Surgical, Nassau agencies supplied medical supplies for us. Island Wholesale actually did as well, provided a donation. And then our partners, Bahamas Diabetic Association, as well as the Adventist Health Professionals Association, actually help us to complete the screening, because we don't want to do this with only looking at the feet. Persons with diabetes have to look at their entire body, and so we will be doing screening as well as doing education and making sure that persons are better equipped to manage their diabetes and prevent these complications. So we're very, very thankful. And of course, Barry University and the Ministry of Health.
Everybody jumping in on this, right?
And
PHA.
Yes.
It takes a village.
It's a partnership, and it takes a village. And that's the way we
that.
have to be to manage this diabetes. We have a big problem.
We do.
And we have to work with it.
So Foot Fest is where it's all at. The Foot Fixing Festival. We'll see y'all coming up in the next week. I congratulate you all on pulling this together. I know it's going to be successful. Congratulations to all of you who are going to go there and get your feet checked out. Me, I don't have a corn. I got the whole pot of grits on my foot. So I think I need to come there and get that sorted out. Thank you, ladies, for being here this morning on Bahamas at Sunrise Foot Fest 2024.
Thank you so much for having us.
You're watching Bahamas at Sunrise. We'll be right back.
A great Monday, the perfect start to your week here on Bahamas at Sunrise. We've had some really exciting and important conversations about how we can make the Bahamas better, particularly for our children and young people, through a social investment as well as an investment in their health to protect them from measles.
Yeah, right. And you know, I would say the drive home point of today is to love yourself. Take a love shower. Look in the mirror and tell yourself, I am great, I am worthy, I am smart, I am intelligent, I am handsome, I am pretty. And then take the time to say that to someone else. Remember your superpowers: kindness, respect, and courage. Be a peace champion on the streets this week. Wear your green, and we'll see you around at the schools with the Bahamas Crisis Center. Thanks for joining us this morning, man.
Absolutely.
A great week so far. And it's only been like how many hours in? See you on Friday, everybody. Have a great week.